So what are the top stocks that you guys requested over social media? What's happening to those stocks in the midst of all of the movement happening globally? Check this video out. So hi everyone, this is Marvin Germo. If you're new to this channel, subscribe, smash that bell so you get updated every time I create new content about the stock market. You all know the heart and the goal of this channel is just to provide more and more insights on how you guys can win and trade the stock markets with confidence, because at the end of the day, my goal is to create a new framework that Filipinos can win in the stock market, that it's not as hard as what most people think it is. So before I take a deep dive in the charts, I'd like to tell you that the market last week had been hit massively. It dropped massively with the exception of one day movement upward last Friday. Other than that, a lot of the stocks that have been heavily marked with the index, a lot of the large cap stocks have been sold down as well. So your technique, your narrative is to find stocks that are bouncing off of those support levels. Your narrative should be to find stocks also that using RSI, using indicators that can tell you when the market is oversold, is to trade and buy stocks that have hit oversold levels and are bouncing off support. Please remember, you should not buy stocks that are dropping. You should not buy stocks that are falling. It's different to buy them on the midst of them falling as compared to you catching them when they have already bounced as well. And that's where technical analysis comes in. That's why most of the analysis that I would give you is basically predicated on what the charts are saying, because at the end of the day, you will win when you know how to use technical analysis. So I'm still here in Qatar. I'll be flying back to Manila in the next few days, and after that I'm headed to Malaysia as well. So if you're a Filipino from Malaysia, I hope to see you there, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. Hey guys, so let's talk about Jollibee. Jollibee over the past few days has had a bit of upward price action, but let's see what the charts are telling us on. Is this something that may lead into something bigger? Is Jollibee bound for a reversal? Are there things that are pointing for Jollibee? If you're a position trader, is it something worth buying right now? So everything we need to know is found on the charts. Everything we need to know is found on what the price action is telling us as well. So please remember, I posted several videos already about Jollibee, noting why it turned bearish, noting why it started to fall down, and I've also made videos speaking on, is Jollibee still a good company, and is there anything that has shifted towards it as well. Please do remember that whatever downward sentiment you're seeing is one, attributed to the smash burger loss, and two, people perceive Coffee Bean as a negative for Jollibee. That's why it's been brought down. That being said though, let's look at what the charts are telling us. First things first, after the several breakdowns that happened in the previous weeks, Jollibee has sort of formed already a consolidatory pattern right here. So if you notice it, starting July 2019, Jollibee has started to consolidate and started to stay at a somewhat steady range already. That range being somewhere around the 237, 240 level to around 216 to 18 level. So if I zoom in here, so you see it from a better context as well, this is what you will see. After breaking down last August, it's moving towards this range, and it has never gone up this range since the time in August. So went up, hit the resistance here, all the way up to around 238, dropped again, hit the resistance here, then it started to drop, hit the support once again just a few weeks ago, September. Then there's something different though with the movement here versus the movement that's happening the past few days. Number one, it's trying to move up again all the way to the resistance, but I'd like to point out this. What happened a few days ago was it broke past the 20-day moving average. Then it also broke past a 50-day moving average. That being said, if you look at also the candlesticks, you see the green candlesticks here. You're seeing, look, I'll try to erase it first a bit so you see it better. Uh, if you're seeing the candlesticks, you have 4 successive days of large green candles. For those who attended their Stock Smart sessions, you do know that this actually represents stronger buying conditions, that people are willing to buy it higher, but it could also be predicated on the fact that Jollibee is just relatively cheap as well. Comment below if you are an investor. Also, I just want to hear investors' thoughts. Comment below if you're an investor and you want to buy Jollibee now because it's cheaper than where it was before. Please remember, if you're an investor buying Jollibee at 216, 17, 18, 19, 20, and it goes back up to 328, that's roughly around 50% upside already if you're an investor. Anyways, going back to trading, this represents large amounts of buying. I mentioned that it broke out from this 20-day moving average. I also mentioned it broke out from this 50-day moving average. Possible narrative is it will just continue its course, especially that the MACD is showing it that there's a change in direction upward. But as it starts to continue its course, it will try to move up and just try to hit this resistance again. So just watch out for the 238 peso level if that continues to reinforce itself as a resistance. If it reinforces itself as a resistance, the possible narrative for Jollibee is it will just retrace downward again. However, if something shifts, but please remember, for those who bought at the support level, you can consider this, that somewhere around here, this is a 9.6% trade. So why am I saying this? If you are doing quick trades, you can still make money from the markets even though it's relatively bearish. One thing that I like to point out though is this. For the first time since, let me see, February this year, MACD crossed below the zero level, and since that time to where we are today, it still hasn't crossed the zero level, meaning it's showing you that there's a more bearish sentiment still in the stock. So why am I saying this? If it crosses above zero, if MACD crosses above zero, it places a more bullish undertone for Jollibee, and it gives you a bigger bias that it may have a shot to break out from the 237 level. Now, the indicators that I'm showing you that it's relatively have more buy signals. Number one is the 50-day, the stock bounced from this level of support. Number two, it's above the 20-day moving average. Number three, it's above the 50-day, and then MACD is showing you there's a change in direction upward that started here and it still continues its path. We just have to see if it goes above zero as well. That being said, those are the bullish signs for the stock, but please remember, since the stock has dropped massively, similar to what I mentioned in our Stock Smart sessions. By the way, for those who want to know our Stock Smart sessions, I'm having Stock Smarts in Singapore this November. Then after Singapore this November, having Stock Smarts in Cebu this October. Then after Stock Smarts in Cebu, having Stock Smarts in Manila this November as well. And also, we're having Icon Davao this November 30. So for those who want to know more about it, just go to the description. Links are down below. So you have an update on when the sessions are and how will you know to sign up. But what I normally mention in the seminars is the longer the breakdowns, the more successive breakdowns it has, the larger the narrative and the shot for the stock to continue to go down. And that's what happened to Jollibee. One of the reasons why it doesn't really move up so much, because there's a lot of support levels that it broke, and those support levels are now the resistance. But that being said, I want to point out this. If I push this together, you're seeing a very, very large trend line, which also coincides to the 100-day moving average. So that being said, this 100-day moving average needs to be broken for us to see Jollibee at least have a shot and a narrative to go back higher. So why am I saying this? To get out of this downward trending channel, Jollibee must break the 253, 254 level to have at least a shot of getting out of the downward range, because you can't expect Jollibee to move up if it cannot break the downward range. It's very, very important that it breaks the downward range for it to have a shot and a narrative to push up further as well. And if it breaks past that, the next possible target price for Jollibee is this, and there will be a strong resistance here at around the 280 level. That's where the 200-day moving average is. And for those who like to use chart patterns, this will look like a large large rounding bottom over here. If it breaks past, if it could breaks past this and it tries to attack this level. So possible narrative, if it does not break the 280 level and you still own the Jollibee stock that you bought from the 216 to 15 level, you may opt to take profits because that's still a strong resistance, and that's also still a 30% gain. So here's the thing, it's possible also that if it breaks past the downward trend, that it does not go back to the downtrend. But if it does not break this 280 level, there's an expectation that the stock can move sideways. Please remember, if a stock moves sideways, that's normal, that's part of the game, that's how stocks normally move. But if it breaks out, I really believe that Jollibee can now go back and at least challenge the strongest resistance at around the 324, 325, up until to the 326, 27 levels as well, for it to somehow have a shot to go back and attack it. That being said, we're still very far from it. It must break. So it must break from the resistances that I've mentioned. So just to recap everything, the bullish signals for Jollibee are: number one, it bouncing off the 216 level; number two, it breaking out from the 20-day moving average; number three, it breaking out from the 50-day moving average; number four, MACD is showing us that there's a movement still upward without any signs yet of reversing. However, conditions for Jollibee to go up, and it must break out from this bearish signals. Number one, must break out from the 100-day moving average, which is also where the 254 peso resistance level is. It must also break out from the 200-day moving average, which is where the 282 peso resistance level is as well. With that being said, if that happens, breaking out from the 254 level takes Jollibee out of the downtrend. Breaking out of the 282 level takes out Jollibee from a strong bearish sentiment. Breaking out from the 282 level gives Jollibee a narrative that it's breaking past also the rounding bottom that we're seeing here. So if it fails to break out this level, you can take profits. If it breaks out from the 280, 281, 282 level, it now has a shot to hit the 324 level, and watch out and wait for the MACD to go above the 0 level. So I guess that's it. No, so I keep saying that money can be made as long as you follow the charts. Even though there's some negative sentiment on the stock, if you know what you're getting into, you will always win. Comment below if you are a quick trader and the signals that you're buying. Say quick trader Jollibee. Comment below if you're a position trader. You will only come in when a reversal comes in or gets emerged from the charts. Or if you're an investor, comment that you are investing already because you think it's cheaper than where it was before.
So how did you guys enjoy the video? What was your favorite stock? I want to hear. Comment the stock that you liked the most. Comment the stock that you wanted to buy. Place a buy if you saw something on this video that gave you insights on what stock you wanted to buy, or it gave you further clarity if you should actually sell or hold the stock as well. So comment the stock below and I want to hear from you. And at the end of the day, these videos are really to help you guys trade the markets with confidence. So this is Marvin Germo from Doha, Qatar, on a very, very, very hot Sunday. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.